2 weeks ago, Cloudflare had the best quarter in its entire history. $639 million in 3 months, up 34%. Record numbers. Then it fired 1,100 people. That is not a company in trouble. That is the pattern. All across tech right now, the profit line is going straight up and the people are going straight out the door at the exact same time, and nobody seems able to explain why. Which leaves one pretty simple question. If these companies have never made more money in their lives, why is everyone getting fired? The easy answer is a recession, but there is no recession. Tech is richer than it has ever been, so that answer is wrong, and the real one is a lot more uncomfortable. Because these layoffs are not really cost-cutting, they are a transfer. The money that used to be your salary did not vanish into thin air. It changed shape, and by the end of this, you are going to see exactly what it turned into and who it got handed to. Start with Cloudflare. Record revenue in May, and that very same month, more than 1,100 jobs gone. About 20% of the whole company in one swing. The CEO's stated reason was at least refreshingly blunt. AI had made the work obsolete. Congratulations on the record quarter, by the way. Then there is Oracle, which just posted its best quarter in 15 years. Revenue up 22%, its cloud business up 84%, a market cap north of $400 billion, a genuinely historic run. And over that same year, about 21,000 roles quietly disappeared off the books. Meta cut around 8,000 people. Some of them found out from a termination email that landed at 4 in the morning while they were asleep. And in the same breath, on the same earnings call, Meta raised its AI spending for the year to $145 billion. Atlassian might be the most honest of the whole bunch. It cut 1,600 people and openly called it further investment in AI. No euphemism, no cushion. And the stock went up about 2% on the news. The market looked at a company firing its staff to buy AI, and it applauded. My personal favorite is IBM. Its CEO went on television and promised to hire more college graduates than the company had in years. A real feel-good moment. Roughly a week later, IBM laid off thousands of people. The ink on the good news had not even dried, and it just keeps going. Pinterest, 15% of the company for AI. Intel is the extreme case, more than 25,000 roles in a single year, and over 35,000 across 2 different logos, one identical sentence. We are letting good people go so that we can spend more on artificial intelligence. And to be clear, not one of these companies is dying. They are the richest they have ever been. Which brings us back to the only question that matters. Where is all of that money actually going? Every single one of these came wrapped in the same 3 words: efficiency, consolidation, investment. Run them through the translator and they all quietly say the same thing. We found something cheaper than a human being, and its name is a data center full of chips. Because if you follow the money, it all pours into one hole. Meta alone is spending up to $145 billion on AI infrastructure this year. Analysts estimated Oracle's cuts could free up another $8 to $10 billion for the exact same purpose. So the layoff and the server farm are not 2 separate stories. They are the same line, on the same spreadsheet. The Cloudflare CEO actually put the quiet part into the Wall Street Journal, under his own name. He wrote that AI is coming for the measurers, the finance and compliance and middle management jobs, and not for the builders. His exact words. The vast majority of those we laid off last week were measurers. Imagine reading that about your own career in the paper. Zuckerberg reached for a less flattering word entirely. He described a big chunk of the people he cut as low performers. The trouble is, a lot of them had glowing reviews sitting right there in the file, and they said so, loudly and in public. It is a brutal thing to carry into your next job interview. And Oracle's founder just says the whole thing out loud now, without flinching. The code Oracle is writing. Oracle isn't writing. Our AI models are writing. Here is the part that really stings. Oracle workers told Time they had been asked to carefully document exactly how they did their jobs. That documentation is precisely what trained the AI. So some of them spent their final months at the company building the machine that replaced them. And when the juniors leaned on that AI to write code, the seniors were the ones stuck untangling the mess it produced, right up until the day they were walked out. The exits themselves got ugly in the fine print. One Oracle manager lost around $1 million in stock that was 4 months from vesting. A writer who had given the place 30 years lost $300,000. Most of the people cut were over 40. The ones on work visas got 60 days to find a new job or leave the country. 600 of them signed a letter asking, politely, for fairer severance. Oracle is not unionized, so Oracle's answer was simply no. Now, to be completely fair, not all of this was cold. Meta's severance was genuinely generous, 16 weeks of pay plus healthcare, and it actually moved 7,000 people onto new AI teams instead of cutting them loose. Some of this really is a real bet on the future, and not just a payroll cut dressed up in nicer language. But it is still worth asking one small thing: a bet this big, placed with whose chips? Because that is the whole trick, sitting there in a single number: $145 billion. That is the AI budget. And the people, it turns out, were the down payment. And this is right about where it starts to bite back. When Pinterest refused to even tell its staff who had actually been laid off, 2 engineers wrote a small tool to figure it out for themselves. Pinterest fired them for it, and the CEO called them out by name in front of the entire company. That is roughly the exact moment the loyalty dies. You would assume the machine just cleanly wins from here. Then Ford quietly rehired more than 300 of the veteran inspectors it had already replaced, because the AI kept sailing right past defects that those humans used to catch. Its own engineering VP admitted the reason on the record. They had stopped valuing the people who had been through every product cycle, and it cost them. Some people did not wait around to be rehired at all. A senior engineer named Vasilios Sirakis got cut by Atlassian after 8 years there. So he sat down, filmed a 40-minute walkthrough of the entire infrastructure he had personally built, and posted the whole thing on YouTube for free. 1.1 million views in 8 days. A resignation letter, addressed to everyone who comes next. Over at Meta, a laid-off tech lead made a full American Pie parody about the whole AI-first culture and quietly let it leak. It is genuinely funny. It is also the unmistakable sound of a workforce that has completely stopped pretending to be grateful. But a lot of the anger went underground instead. In a survey by the AI firm Writer, 29% of workers admitted to actively sabotaging their own company's AI. Among Gen Z, it was 44%. Around 1 in 10 quietly tamper with the numbers to make the AI look worse than it is. Look at the trap that creates. Use AI or get laid off. Adopt it and you might get laid off anyway. So a lot of people just quietly feed the thing garbage, and the executives absolutely know. In that same survey, 76% of them called employee sabotage a serious threat. 67% believed a data leak had already happened through some unapproved AI tool, and 60% said they plan to lay off the workers who refuse to adopt AI at all. There is even an anonymous project called Poison Fountain, quietly asking website owners to feed corrupted data straight to the AI crawlers, on purpose. At the very far end, it stops being quiet and goes to court. Intel accused an engineer of 11 years of walking out with 18,000 files, some of them marked top secret, right before he simply vanished. Elon Musk's xAI got a court order against an engineer it says carried Grok's entire codebase straight over to OpenAI. The trust between company and worker did not just erode, it got subpoenaed. And in fairness, a few of them do seem to be actually learning something. Zuckerberg admitted in a leaked internal memo that Meta had made real mistakes. Ford said out loud that it had badly undervalued its most experienced people. Honestly, that is more self-awareness than most of this industry has managed to even fake. But the bigger thing here is quieter, and it does not simply snap back into place. For about 40 years, the deal was pretty simple. You hand a company your best years, and in return, it hands you some stability. That deal is over now. A company used to be a group of people all pointed at the same goal. Now it is executives, shareholders, and a model that you, personally, helped to train. So they told you the layoffs were all about efficiency. And you know what? They were completely right. You were the inefficiency. The machine that replaced you got built, brick by brick, with your severance. The platforms did this exact thing to freelancers first, and that whole story is right here.